following is a Learfield presentation of the Washington State Sports Network.
He buries it. The Cougs have taken the lead. This place is going to pop off.
This is the Cougar Basketball Hour.
I think there's just an expectation level in the program.
Feel good about our talent. Really like our guys.
That's left, slices right. Hammer time. Right down the center of the pipe.
Having pride in being a Cougar.
Right side, Mullins wants the three. Connects. Jay Mullins. Ball ahead to Jones. Catches. Rises. Hammer time. Right-handed flush and a flex.
This is the Cougar Basketball Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show is brought to you by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zappos, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
It is that time of the week. It's great to be with you. We're live here at Zappos. We're talking ball with Coach Smith. It's the first show of the year, and I want to get some housekeeping out of the way real quick. Okay. Next week, only show all year on a Monday for me and you.
Oh, I had no idea.
Because we're flying to L.A. On Tuesday.
Okay.
On Tuesday. Also, by the way, there will be a Cammie Etheridge show.
Nice.
And that will be on Mondays. And it will generally be 6 to 7 p.m. However, next week, it'll be 7 to 8. So it'll be 6, 7, and then 7 to 8. But great to see you. It's great to put you to work
here.
Back. We've got a lot to cover.
My favorite part of the year.
I love that. It's a two-way street. It's early pack play. But before we get into what's gone on here recently, because this is our first show, we're almost getting toward halfway through the year.
Wow.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
yeah.
all those things. But we've got ourselves 13 games really to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of meat on the bone here. You started out with a fabulous non-conference. You really did. Not 9 wins in the non-conference. I know you 9-2 going into pack play. You're really pleased.
Yeah, no, we did some good things. Like I said, whether it is what it is, you had a new group, quite a few newcomers, and thought we would play a lot of home games, but try to get an identity. And I think we established ourselves that we're going to be have some big fellas that can play and kind of play through those guys, and had some successful stints. And knew going into the league, we had starting off the mountain schools there. We did some good things, although we didn't come out with the right results. But there were still some positives. Hopefully we can bounce back against Oregon State.
Is this the most interior-oriented scoring team you've had since St. Mary's?
Yeah, probably St. Mary's. My last year there, or last couple of years, we had a really like an All-American candidate with another power forward. They remind me of like Isaac Jones, a little like Diamond Simpson, and Omar Samhan's a lot like Oscar Clough. And then we actually have another one in Reuben. We didn't have a Reuben. So it's a fun group, and they're kind of guys that it's their first time through it, and they should be getting better with each game. And there'll be some setbacks in that, and going on the road was tricky, but hopefully I like their resiliency, and I think we're going to be fine as we move forward.
On one hand, you've got a really tall task with new pack players.
Yep.
Your 2 leading scorers are new to the pack in Miles and Isaac Jones. And you've got some veterans, right? You've got Yakimovsky back, and you've got Winsu, and you've got Mullins. But these are, for the most part, you've got a lot of minutes out there, first time ever in league play. And you do the hardest trip right off the bat.
Yep.
You're at Utah. You're at Colorado. 1, that's really, really hard. Those are hard games to win. But 2, you may as well get out of the way and get the learning experience, right? I mean,
a little bit.
Let's just dive into the deep
I wish we'd had a couple on the road prior to that, other than the neutrals. It would have helped, I think, a little bit. But I'm kind of proud of it. We got a 5-point lead second half of Utah, and then boof, we took a shot and didn't know how to bounce back, and started off slowly against Colorado and chipped away, and got the thing to 2 and with the ball, and maybe down 1 or down 2, whatever it was, and didn't execute well enough to get the win. But for being on the road, playing the altitude, that didn't seem to really affect us. Second game, you can make the argument the first game. So a lot of good things that just except we want to get those wins. Way
back when you were in Connecticut, by the way, you obviously started out against Idaho. Boy, that feels like a long time ago.
No.
November 6th.
They all run together. We almost hit the halfway point. We got to do
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. It is crazy.
It's really wild. Played Idaho, played Prairie View A&M. You went to Connecticut, Utah Tech, Eastern Washington. That was November.
Yeah.
And then December, Portland State, Riverside, Grambling. And then you did the neutral. Now we're pretty much up to date. You got the 2 neutral site games, and then you start off pack play. How different is this team now from, Yesufu has not played for a while. That's a big
I don't
difference.
think we're going to get Joe back this year, unfortunately. And that's where we need Jabe and Isaiah, one of those guys, both those guys, to kind of replace his perimeter shooting as much as anything. Now, Joseph's, what we miss about him is he's a strong, explosive athlete and experience playing the year. But that's where we're different for sure. And it puts a little more on Miles' plate. I think Joe's was going to offset him a little bit just with the experience in that. So he's having to grow up a little quicker. But I just think Isaac Jones is coming to his own, being as far as the main kind of guy we play through. And then Oscar then Oscar, I think this last weekend was big for him. I think he doesn't know how good he can be. And in a lot of ways, he's our best passer. Our best playmaker, out of the low post and stuff like that. He's the guy that gets us good shots. So we're evolving there, and just got to kind of keep telling those guys. And Oscar, you're a good player. So, he's probably never shot a three before, banged one, even though the game was meaningless. But it's like, you know what? He can make those. It'll take, maybe that's something we're doing next year. But begging him to shoot the foul line jumper, I'm like, shoot it. You're good. And he's starting to come on. So that's where we're emerging, and hopefully we keep growing.
There's a guy named Jeff Pollard who was in the building in Salt Lake City behind the bench. Great to see Jeff, Big Jeff. Just had his second baby. The second child was there in the little car seat. It was great. Congrats to him and the Pollards. But it reminds me of some of the rhetoric you had with him of hey, shoot the ball. You're really, really good.
Yeah, especially when you got the kind of shot blockers, and we'll see it even against Oregon State. They got some big guys that want to sit around the rim. It's like, they're not going to guard you. That's a good shot for you, for us. We got a chance to rebound if you miss, but wide open 17-footer, you're going to make 70% of those. That's 1.4 points per possession. The analytics say that's a good shot, so don't hold back, Oscar.
He hit one in Salt Lake. He hit two in Boulder, and then he hit the three. I think he's 4 for 4 from beyond the paint on the mountain trip.
He's that was a guy I didn't realize. What do you have, 16 and 7 against?
Something like that. I need to check the box score, but
it was good.
He
tweaked his ankle at the end of that Utah game, so I think those are all real positives for him, for us, moving forward.
Well, we're loaded up with questions, both write-ins and on the old social media device. We'll take a break.
Okay.
We'll take a break. Broadcast is brought to you by...
This is right down the middle today.
What do you mean?
You got I thought you have a little more pop, a little more.
You want a little more juice?
A little.
I'll try to bring it for you. I'll do my best. I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be anticlimactic.
I thought we were off the air.
No, listen.
I thought we were off the air.
Listen. No, we're live, but we're just starting off underway, and your wife is my defender. Katie's here.
She is.
So she now can hear. It's very. It's a little traumatizing after the show. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Come. Headset off after the hour.
She thinks I'm mean to you.
I know. She did. She knows what's going on. She's great. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We're live here at Tempo's Talking Ball. We'll continue with Coach Smith next.
Yay.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums with over 50 daily departures to 18 nonstop destinations provided by 6 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
The tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Pac-12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Pac-12 Sports.
You're listening to Cougar Basketball on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports, shows, movies, and news on over 350 live TV channels. Stream it live on your TV, phone, and other devices. No cable required. The best part? You can try Fubo free. There's no contract or commitment. To start watching, just go to FuboTV.com. That's FuboTV.com.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing?"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step.
Back here live, we're talking ball at Zeppo's with Kyle Smith as the Cougs. It's Oregon week, by the way. Failed to mention off the top, the Cougs and the Beavs on Thursday, late tip. Washington State and Oregon State. It's an 8 p.m. tip, and then the Ducks come on into Beasley Coliseum on Saturday. Brought to you by McDonald's. Order ahead in the McDonald's app to save time and score 20 chicken McNuggets and 2 medium fries for only $10.99 every Coug game day. All right, so you got the Beavers coming in here on Thursday. You got the Ducks on Saturday. Doesn't get any easier. Oregon State just smoked USC.
Yeah, no, they've done a nice job. I watch them, and there's just not a lot of holes in their game. I mean, they're big. They've kind of been impressed with their size and how much it's matured in a year, and they're just kind of clicking at the right time.
KC Bekwe reminds you a little bit maybe of Hadley, the big guy, the Buffaloes, about 260, 270 pounds.
He's maybe bigger.
Is that right?
He's a big, wide body, hard to get around. A little bit like the guy they had, better defender, but was it Silva? It was huge for them a couple of years ago.
No, you're thinking of Batty.
No.
De Silva?
No.
The Beavers or the
Beavers. Silva.
Yeah. I was thinking of Colorado. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh, big guy. Roman Silva. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know what? Bekwe is a little like a bigger baddie. He's so wide.
He's bigger.
Yeah, way taller.
I didn't realize.
Oh, God. Yeah, he's so long. He's big.
Well, and they've got the other big guy off the bench, too, the Beavers.
Oh, no, he's 7'2".
He's like 7. Yeah, I was going to say.
They're big.
Yeah.
They're big.
And Bilodeau. And
they're physical. That's good.
All right, write in questions. Let's do this. We have trivia coming up later on in the show. There's always a lot. It's a high drama.
Yeah. Let's go. Give me some questions.
All right, we love watching the Cougs play D, especially when fouls are truly fouls. Second that. How do you cultivate that team D mindset? And I think the key word there is team D mindset.
Yeah, the team D. Well, we put a lot of time in it. That starts with that. We started off in the locker room with our chant. And we go, what do? Defend is the first words out of our mouth. And we, as far as getting the mindset, we legitimately do talk about it. Then Coach Shaw heads up that area, and it's hard for me to steal minutes from practice from him.
That's great.
But it's true. It's as far as you got to start there. And I told our guys, there's some areas we need to improve on. But I think we've actually competed pretty hard. And that's always the hardest thing. Are you playing hard enough? Are we playing hard enough to give ourselves a chance to win? Because there's just a certain threshold. And we get after every day. And it's still January, and we're doing station breakdowns defensively. We need to. That's part of the fundamentals. And it's kind of our mindset that, we can't win unless we're doing that.
Well, you're the number one. Let's see. You are the number one field goal percentage D team in the pack right now.
Good.
So
that's good. Our length, our size. We got to keep. That's a strength.
39% allowed. Yeah. Number one leads. Phenomenal. Really, that since you've been here, but more specifically the 3-point D.
Yeah.
Has been top 3 in the pack, I think, every year you've been here.
Yeah, it's an important part of our deal. We try to limit threes, twos over a hand, and when you got the size at the rim, it makes the twos a lot harder. We've had some teams that hadn't had the same rim protection, but we're not as quick on the perimeter, but we're doing all right.
Makes me think of Gervais Robinson.
We would love to have a Gervais this year. We could really use a Gervais because he really took on it. It's always hard to find that on-ball defender that that can corral. It's really the most important part of the defense. It's that in the back, a rim protection, and someone that can guard the ball. And, we're just a little green there, a little young with Miles and Kamani. But and hopefully get Dylan healthier. He could help us there.
Yeah, that would be super helpful.
Yeah, just give us some minutes there.
Here's a great question.
All right.
I don't know the answer to this. Maybe you can fix some of the problems of the world here, Coach. Why does football allow the players to play 4 games and maintain their red shirt, but basketball doesn't?
That makes no sense. I have no idea.
It's a great question.
Do we have any compliance people in here?
We have former compliance people, but not current compliance.
I'd say a former compliance person that could answer that understand. No, it makes no sense why one sport would be able to play 33% of their games, retain a red shirt, and other sports can't. So maybe that's something to present. I think we've actually discussed it in rules changes, but I don't know. It makes a lot of people fudge on it, but whatever. It's silly.
Interesting.
Doesn't make any sense.
Once a Coug, always a Coug is our mantra. But it seems maybe that needs to change a little bit with the portal and NIL. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. How do you see things evolving in the next 5 years with the portal and NIL? What does your crystal ball tell you?
Man, that's am I half empty or half full?
Well, you tell me. I don't know. You tell how you. What mood are you in? How do you feel?
It keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
If I knew, I would sleep better. And that's the real truth is that it's hard to plan because you don't really know how this is going to change. I know it's changed things dramatically, but where your NIL is compared to, and creating a culture, and it's always been our strength is I've always had the rule. I don't mind the NIL, to be honest, or whatever. And obviously I think there should be rules to it, etc.
Sure.
But if there's, there's money to be made for name, image, and likeness, to me that makes sense. The harder rule is the one you transfer with eligibility.
Yeah.
Because then at least there's some sacrifice when you have to leave. You have to, and then sometimes you do need to leave or whatever, and maybe a different situation. But sitting out a year is a price. It just you can coach. You can just anticipate who's going to be in your program the next year. Now you don't know, and there's a lot of circumstances that do that. So I don't think that answers your question at all.
Well,
other than,
but you're not the only one who has those opinions.
It's just right now you just kind of, and even like the dates, like the signing dates, like when the portal closes, we have our signing dates before when the portal closes. So that doesn't make sense either in the sense like the last day should be in the portal. You shouldn't sign anyone until the portal's closed. Does that make sense?
So say it again. Let me.
So like the signing date's like the first week of April this spring. Okay. So you have guys that still don't know what they're doing. They might leave. You might sign some guys. You might lose some after the date, or you might lose someone.
They need to coordinate those two calendars.
Exactly. It should be okay. No more. There's no more movement. These guys are in the portal. This is what's going on. Here's how many spots we have. Now you sign guys, and that's
just some structure. Yeah.
That's just a minor one.
Right.
But it's just hard to do anything.
It's chaotic.
No. You want to. Well, if we sign this guy. Well, if you sign this guy, does that mean someone's gonna leave, or that guy left and we decided not to sign that guy?
Yeah, you're kind of grasping at sand.
You don't know, so it's like so just sign him, I guess.
I don't know. It out. Yeah,
I don't know.
There's no good answer.
No good answer.
Can you talk a little bit about the? Can you talk a little about the differences between the WCC and the PAC from a men's basketball standpoint? Do you have any insight? Would you have any history or perspective?
I know this very well. You know what? Those teams, historically, those teams have been a little more veteran.
West Coast Conference team.
West Coast Conference, I'm sorry. Like that league is just the nature of the schools a little bit. They're a little more private schools, and kids go there, and they stay there a little longer. There's a little more continuity in the programs. And maybe just because some of the coaches have been there longer. When you think of Mark Feud, Randy Bennett, and they have two of the best programs in the West. You'd say San Diego State, Arizona, those are probably the four best the last 20 years. So there's kind of that at the top of the league. There's this little power conference there with those two, and then as far as style plays a little more. They're a little more complex offensively and stuff. They're year over year. There's little wrinkles because they're playing with a lot of the same guys, and then there's just better talent. But the really good talent's only around the Pac-12 for a year.
Where it comes and goes. Yeah,
you don't see. Guancu and Evan Mobley in the WCC.
Right.
But you'll see some of the Gonzaga guys there. Obviously, they've been NBA players, and even those guys seem to stay one more year than they needed to.
Yeah.
Like Adam Morrison could have left. I'm going way back, but
sure.
After 2 years, he stays a third. Kelly Olynyk red shirts. And
it's wild to think about.
Like the best player in the nation, this year. So he's there 3 or 4 years. So that's where it's a little sneaky. There's some really, really good college players that are old in their careers, so you don't see it as much in the Pac-12. So that part of that. But the environments are different, a little smaller gyms, as we know. But they're intimate, and it's competitive. It's probably better than people. The brand is good, but it's just the nature of schools are small, so I don't think everyone knows about it. But the
smaller fan bases.
Yeah, but like the Bay Area schools are really good now this year. And obviously Gonzaga's been good, and the Southern California schools haven't been as good, but they should be.
Right. Interesting.
Go figure.
with the craziness in college sports,
yeah.
What are the chances the powers that be could mess up the NCAA tourney?
Oh, without a doubt. They got a chance. What they've done with conference realignment, obviously, it's nuts. I mean, you got Cal and Stanford, the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference, that is.
I looked out the window in our football game in Berkeley. Pat Chun was in our booth.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Pat, if you don't mind, before you take off, just look out that window there. What do you see? And you can see the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
And it's really pretty. So what is that body of water connected to? He goes, the Pacific Ocean. I said, oh, okay, because I thought we were in the Atlantic Coast Conference. I was confused.
Yeah, no, it's just silly, and I think Chip Kelly's been the guy that's headlined this thing, just, let football do football, and I think everything would resettle and make sense again, but we'll see.
Well, the problem is the 1984 Supreme Court case with what Chip Kelly mentioned. So there's a 7-2 decision in 84. There were 65 teams that were negotiating TV deals all at once. And the Oklahoma versus the Board of Regents ruled. Now, it's important, 7-2. So it was not 9-0, right? So I don't know. I'm no lawyer, but there may be a little crack in the foundation of that structure there. But if you challenge that, that is what made leagues negotiate deals.
Oh, okay.
That is what enabled conferences to negotiate TV deals, was that because Oklahoma wanted to be on TV more than SMU.
Oh,
Oklahoma thought that they needed to be on television. They were getting limited. Now, at the time, there were only 2 channels or 3 channels showing college football. So it was 1984.
Yeah, it's a while back.
It's 39 years ago.
Yeah, it's a different deal.
Yeah, so maybe that gets challenged a little bit.
40 years.
Well,
it's
thank
2024.
you. 40 in October, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay,
but yeah. But you're talking about 40. But you know what I'm saying? That's where that comes from. And there were 65 teams. Like, that's been the number. That's been the club. Maybe it should be expanded. Whatever.
Yeah.
But what he said, we had it. They were doing it. We did it. And then it just got butched up along the way. So anyway, that's what that is. All right. Well,
I've got some ideas.
I want to hear it.
Relegation.
Let's hear it.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
That's a whole different. I think if you
should we go next segment? You want to take a break and then do it next segment?
Well, you do whatever. Yeah.
Okay, but I want to hear it. Everybody wants to hear it. All right, let's do this. All right, broadcast is brought to you by Coors Light Mountain Cold Refreshment, made to chill, proud partner of Cougar Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. We're going to hear Kyle Smith's vision for college basketball, college athletics, and I'm looking forward to it, genuinely. But we are up against a break. We'll take it. We're live next from Zeppo's Talking Ball here with Coach Smith.
Yeah.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Your home for Cougar basketball.
Deep three, bucket, rise and a crush.
The Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you ever pay attention to overhead power lines? If you're like most people, you don't, but you should. Especially when you're working up on a roof or carrying a ladder outdoors. Kids who climb trees and fly kites and adults with drones need to watch out for power lines too. And on the off chance that you find a downed power line, stay at least 10 feet away and quickly call 911 and Avista. Always pay attention to power lines. It's your best line of defense. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show.
Drives in and hammers a baseline rocket.
Live from Zeppo's with Cougar head coach Kyle Smith, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live here. We are talking ball with Coach Smith as we get set for the Oregon schools. It's the Beavers and the Ducks. Beavs on Thursday, the Ducks on Saturday at U.S. Bank. We know when you invest in a community, the community invests in you. We are committed to providing high-quality, innovative products and services that meet the needs and demands of our customers. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. All right, Coach, lay it on me. What is the vision? What's the? Give me the ideal scenario here for college athletics.
I'll just use a hypothetical.
Please.
Say we go like 16-team leagues, just hypothetically, for like basketball. So you'd have your top 8 and bottom 8, and then each year you'd play round robin in the top division, and the bottom division play round robin. It's like 14, so it's like 22 games. Similar.
Love it.
The bottom 2 from the top division go down, and the top 2 go up every year.
Yeah.
And that way you can get your program healthy if you're not up to speed. And, teams are going to invest in it. They're going to probably stay at the top of the league. That's how it's going to be. Does that make any sense?
Makes all the sense in the world.
It just, instead of trying to, hey, we'll sort it out, and based on a little bit of merit there, you stay at the top.
Well, isn't that what we're craving, right? Like meritorious, like on-field deciding.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like
exactly.
How refreshing would that be?
Yeah, instead of randomness. It wasn't really
musical chairs gone wrong.
That's I don't know what it is. It wasn't eyeballs. It wasn't viewership.
No,
it wasn't.
It's like Tom Wolfe in the Bonfire of the Vanities. You got the masters of the universe.
Trying to figure out how Vanderbilt's still in the SEC or something.
Football.
It's,
there's a lot of metrics that don't. Yeah,
I think Vanderbilt team would be happy to drop down to Conference USA and see if they can earn their way back to the SEC or AAC, whatever. That would be the thing. Like, hey, you know what? You won 4 SEC games the last 4 years. You're in the AAC now. Good luck.
Yeah. It's
Memphis is now in the SEC, and that would make sense, right?
Yeah, they've had some great years. It's really what Utah's done. I mean, Utah and TCU. They won did great in the Mountain West, and losing them was significant for that conference. Yeah, it was a huge deal. Yeah. Let's go to some social media questions, shall we? And then we'll do trivia next. Jennifer Delzer, great one.
So regular.
She's
on time.
She's always in the mix. Love it.
Jenny D.
A lot of people talk about the benefits of having a veteran team. What are some of the benefits of having a younger team?
Well, that's what we talked about. Usually when you have young guys, you develop and see them grow, and then see what they do the next year. But now it's trickier. You can't. But it's always nice. So that's kind of what I'm used to, is building it from within and having young guys come in, and that's kind of the exciting part of coaching, is watching those guys grow up. And sometimes it's not as fun as others, but that's neat when you've put 2, 3, 4 years into a guy. And even a guy like TJ was amazing, that how much growth he had in 3 years, and he graduated. So those are neat stories.
Did both TJ and TJ graduated? So DJ.
Yeah,
TJ and DJ.
Yeah. No, both those guys
both are Cougar grads. Yeah,
both Cougar grads, and it's great to see what they came from. They weren't heavily recruited, and we saw something in them, and they really grabbed on and took advantage of it and won a lot of games for us.
Larry Miller wants to know, do you think college or pro basketball will ever institute a 4-point line?
Probably.
How would the data be on that?
That'd be gross.
Guys come down to half-court shots.
No, I think I really, if you really wanted to get it, it'll never happen, I don't think, but it should be a 2-point field goal should be worth 3.
Okay.
And a 3 should be worth 4.
Why is that?
I just think it's three-pointers now worth 150% of a 2-point field goal. It's hard, you know what I mean? So you end up shooting 3. So it should be harder. It'd be more rewarding to try to get a 2-point field goal.
Get to the bucket.
A little bit. It would look more like you'd run different offense, stuff like that. The game would look a little different, whether good or bad or indifferent. I just think it's just too much. The 3 is worth too much. It's worth 150% of the 2. So everyone's like, it's just math, and it's like, hey, everyone chucks 3s. Well,
you're encouraged to.
Yeah, the game is, and this started back in 1988 or something with Pitino with Providence. He got them to the Final Four, and it was a hodgepodge of guys, but the bottom line is they just shot a ton of 3s.
Is that how that happened?
Yeah.
So that was Billy Donovan.
Right? Billy Donovan. Yeah. Marty Conlon was like 6'10", stretch 4 or 5.
Played in the league a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
And so they were going to the Final Four with a 6'10" guy that was shooting threes before anyone even dreamt that didn't make any sense to most coaches.
I was talking to Coach Hunter about it on the road in Salt Lake a little bit, and I asked him just about his playing days. What position was he?
Yeah.
He was a 1, and he was a 2, and he was enormous as both of those. And we talked about the three-point ball and how he was figuring that out and pick and roll and all these different elements. Not that long ago, like when Coach Hunter was playing, you felt bad. You felt guilty. There was a saying, "Oh, this guy's got no conscience." Right?
Yeah.
Like that was the thing because guys would shoot threes. It was regarded maybe not as lazy, but it's just not a hard shot to get. You can always get it. So there was a stigma. There was a stigma, and now it's encouraged. Now you're Steph Curry and Klay Thompson,
great shooters. Yeah, for sure. But even it becomes part of the recruiting. You're gonna let me shoot threes.
Oh, really?
The 4s and 5s, and it's like, why not?
Sure, we will. Yeah, green light.
Whatever. Sure, go for it. And we have. I mean. And the NBA now, almost all those guys. I mean, look at Jokic. I mean, he's ridiculous.
He's like a point. It's incredible.
He's a point guard.
Yeah.
He'll shoot a 3.
Yeah.
Embiid will shoot a 3. There's 7'2" and 7 foot.
Amazing.
So they all that's eliminated some of these guys that can't make a 3 that were 20 years ago were playing the league for 10, 12 years, and now it's. I don't think Dale Davis would not play in the NBA.
Right.
And he was awesome.
Oh.
It was great.
Eggs talks about that Pacers team with Dale and Antonio. Yeah.
Oh, it's Smits.
And Rick Smits.
Oh,
yeah.
Keep going. Derek McKee might have been on that team. They're just humongous.
Aaron McKee.
No,
Derek McKee. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He's like 6'10", 3-man.
Yeah.
They were ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, they were just so strong and physical.
That's great. Yeah, they were. He said that was the hardest lane to get into. Eggs did.
Oh,
he said that was the one.
Like,
elbows are out and just strong.
Yeah.
Ruben Chinyelu, Morgan wants to know. Ruben Chinyelu's made a great impact right off the bat. What's it been like having him on this team this season? Go Cougs.
Oh, he's tremendous. Anyone who gets a chance to be around Ruben understands how special he is. He's just got a really tender heart. Calls his teammates his brothers. He's just wonderful. And then he's a great student, takes such pride in being just achiever. So he's been a great addition, and he's just wants to learn, willing to get in the gym, put the extra time in. Just a joy to be around, to be honest.
Love it. He seems like a great kid.
Yeah.
Ethan Schultz, how's Joe Yesufu doing? We kind of answered that before. Looking forward to having him back out there again. Yeah. Also, was glad to see Isaiah Watts against the Mountain teams this weekend. Go Cougs.
Yeah. No, Joe, probably not going to get him back. But looks like we'll hopefully get him back next year if it's not. Well, a little premature. But and then Isaiah, he gave us some good minutes against Colorado. And the end of the Utah game, so he's someone really high on, and hopefully he keeps progressing, getting better because we can use those quick feet and his ability to shoot the ball. And took the first 3 he took it. Colorado was a little off the mark. I don't know if you remember. It might have been a little quick
from the top of the key there. Yeah.
The second one was a good one, good shot. But I just felt like he wasn't scared to be out there and did a good job.
Ty Albrecht, 2 questions, answered Yesufu.
Yeah.
Second question, Isaac Jones been basically unstoppable in the post this season. He's been great. I think he didn't miss against.
No.
Was it Utah or Colorado?
Colorado.
He didn't
give
miss
him the ball enough.
So that's what he asked. Jones didn't touch the ball late in the last 7 minutes. Did something happen? No.
No.
Yeah.
That was bad coaching.
No.
It was tough. He had a lot of teams trying to take him away and stuff like that, but that's where we went high, low, and Oscar.
Well, that's what I was about to say. So they adjusted is what they did, and credit to but Eggs and I noticed they started heavily fronting the post with their big guy and then shading help a little bit and backing off Clough. So it puts more pressure on Oscar, so you
100%.
Just can't get it. It's harder to get it in.
100%. And they made him shoot it, and we took advantage of that. And that was
he made it.
Yeah. But I'm with you. We should have got him the ball more. But he was a little under the weather. He played great. And then Clough had a bad ankle. So, but no. And you know what? Against Utah was a little tough going for Isaac because he's trying to finish over those big guys. But he bounced back in a great way.
Storyteller just tweets Padakis. That's it. Just no question. So there you go.
Love it.
Yeah, love it. I love it. Why not? Tyler wants to know, during the past couple of games he thought the offense got a little stagnant. Rice or Hwinsu out there on the dribble. Looking again at the Oregon schools this week, does ball movement need to adjust against the Beavers or the Ducks?
I completely agree. We just on the road, we were probably a little out of sorts and need to get that thing side to side and vertical, too, as far as getting to the high-low and playing with those two bigs. Hopefully we can at home get right. We'll see. Oregon State is both of them a little bit. They mix defenses a lot. So, having the young guards, they're going to have to recognize those things and attack when it's necessary.
Do the Beavers play, I say matchup zone, but is it really just like man-to-man where they switch everything? Is that
it's a little different. It's zone, and then when you throw the ball like certain spots, they'll match
they man up. Yeah.
So it's a little tricky, and so we'll hopefully we'll handle it okay. Make sure we get shots. Most important thing.
TJ asks, with Stanford beating Arizona, that was wild, by the way.
Yeah.
Won 100-82. Oh, yeah. Scored 100 on the number 3 team in America or whatever.
Drilled them.
Yeah. UW beat Gonzaga. USC's struggling. There's a lot of pack chaos. Do you anticipate a cannibalistic season in the league?
Yeah, I think there's good teams. It's hard to win on the road in this league, and I think that, as far as how that's going to affect postseason, who knows. But, yeah, I think SC will probably get better as they're in a little funky spot. I don't know it's because maybe they got Bronny eligible. It might just change their chemistry a little bit, or they haven't figured it out. But they're very talented, so it'd be hard for them to stay down. I think, the two teams we played I'll look forward to playing them at home, but they're pretty darn good, Utah and Colorado, and just not a lot of holes in either one of them. They're pretty. Utah, I saw that they were down to UW and watched into that, and they just kind of kept scoring. Bottom line is they can put the ball in the basket, and they're big, and then adding Keita and the point guard Smith, it just really kind of rounds them out.
Yeah, they've got a Georgia Tech transfer taking minutes from a long-time Husky transfer. Yeah. 6'7" shooter. It's a pretty deep squad.
Yep.
CJ87 wants to know about Dylan Darling. How's Dylan Darling doing?
He's seemed a little better in practice. He's had a back thing that's been on and off, and those are sensitive, and we could use his quick feet and on-ball D would help us. So hopefully we get him available this weekend.
Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest. Yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. What do you say about trivia next?
Let's do it.
What do you think? All right, let's do it. We'll get the dramatic music and the whole deal coming up next. Live here at Zeppo's Talking Ball with Coach Smith.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Pac-12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Pac-12 Sports.
This is Cougar Basketball from Learfield.
Bro, you go hard for the WSU Cougs.
What do you mean?
You're literally wearing a Coug jersey that you bought from the Coug store with your Coug debit card. And you don't stop talking about how every time you use your card, GISA donates to the Cougar Athletic Fund.
I guess I do go pretty hard for my Cougs.
If you go hard for your Cougs, get your WSU card today at GISA.com. Go Cougs.
Hampton Inn Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus, centrally located to restaurants and shopping. They've got you covered for all your lodging needs. With their spacious rooms, famous Hampton waffles, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit HamptonByHilton.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Coug owned and Coug managed. It matters where you stay. Hampton Inn Pullman, Hilton for the stay.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Floats up the three, got it. Drives in, dunks it down, an exclamation point.
With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live, we're talking ball with Coach Smith as we get set for the Oregon schools, and we've got weekly coaches show now. It's Monday next week, and then Tuesdays the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And then Coach Etheridge will be Mondays, so it'll be women's show Monday and then men's show on Tuesdays. Let's do some heavy drama. There's a lot on the line here, Coach.
Okay.
As always, it's just a huge situation. Can we get the music pumping, Luke? There we go. All right, here it is.
That's where everyone comes here
you can
for.
Just feel
Let's
it.
be honest.
You can feel it. It's a whole emotional situation. Kirk Herbstreit.
Okay. No.
Called his 16th Rose Bowl last night.
Okay.
That's the most ever.
Yeah.
And breaks the record And breaks the record of which all-time great Cougar alum and sportscaster.
Come on, it's layup. Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson. All right, there it is. Bring it up.
The granddaddy of them all, baby.
Yep. He's so I love that when you go to the Rose Bowl now, and we were there this year with football. The first thing you see in the Rose Bowl is not the facade. I mean, if you're looking down, it's a Coug. It's
awesome.
It's Keith Jackson.
That's awesome.
When you walk up to the Rose Bowl, it's awesome.
No, he was special.
Yeah. All time.
No question.
All time. All right. Question number 2. I'm going to ask this question kind of 2 different ways to make sure it's clear.
Jeez, you're a pain.
What's the 6th most frequently played game in the history of college basketball? So to confirm, which 2 opponents have played the 6th most number of games against each other in the history of the sport?
Washington State, Oregon State.
Correct. That is correct. It is a timely one. And that's pretty cool, isn't it? Isn't that great?
What's one? Duke, Carolina?
Well, it is no. It's Beavs Ducks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think as a guess, and I'd have to go way back to
Played
about
6 times a year.
I think so.
Probably because they travel far.
I think not only travel far, I just don't think there are that many schools out here.
Yeah, true. No, that's what I mean, because everything was so far apart. You probably
So
play
you get
each
together,
other.
you go play back to back. Right. So it's not even close either. Oregon and Oregon State have played 362 times.
Oh my gosh.
Number 2 is Oregon versus Washington, 313 times. So
wow.
It's a huge gap, and then it goes 310, 307, 305. So
that makes sense.
It's interesting. Somewhere in there, though, we're gonna have our guy Jimmy Crawford check on something. There's an Ivy League thing in there that that was missing on the list I got, and I think because they've been doing it longer, just long.
I don't think so.
Okay.
The Ivy League's not as old as you think.
Okay. All right.
The schools are incredibly ancient.
The schools, but not the athletics.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it's only 60 years old.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's not close to Pac.
Okay. All right. So
what was the Pac?
Right. Well, what it was.
108 years.
That's right. But Cougs Beavs we'll keep re-racking.
Yeah,
at least for now. We'll talk again about it next week. When the tectonic plates shift again.
Are they shifting?
Come on now. Come on. Always.
Guy.
Oh, it's not a conspiracy.
Right.
Conference realignment is as old as college athletics.
True.
If you go back 100 years ago, it was the PCC. Before the PCC.
Yeah. You know what's depressing me?
What's that?
I grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
And I love the Southwest Conference.
Yeah, it's a great league.
Doesn't exist.
I know it.
And did I completely miss it? Not really.
Well, really? Yeah.
I mean,
because it depends on who you ask, right? If you go to Providence, Rhode Island right now,
yeah,
they want the Big East back. If you go to Syracuse, New York,
they have the Big East.
Not like it was. It's not like
no, it's still pretty good.
It's not PJ Carlissimo and Seton Hall playing Syracuse. No, Seton Hall is, but
I know.
But Boston College and Syracuse,
yeah, I agree.
They want it. It just depends who you ask. I think.
I agree with you. They got UConn back there. It's looking better, yeah.
The league's great.
Oh, I know.
The league's great.
Anyway.
We have a propensity in general, sometimes depending on different parts of the country, but in general, ripping history down is not a positive.
Yeah.
Very, I'm all for change, but you want to
capitalism.
Yeah. Sometimes
it happens.
Yeah, it does happen. Capitalism. It happens. It's a bumper sticker. Yeah. Okay, number 3. Question number 3. What was the final year Butch was represented as a live Cougar at games?
Ooh. Let's see. When did PETA really get into get going?
Your head's in the right place.
I'm thinking 19. Yeah. 90.
No.
90. on the right. 70?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
78?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, I did not have
that was
that.
right, 78.
Well, that makes sense. So those things can kill you.
I was going to say, I think the other there's two sides. There's PETA, but there's also, it's a cougar.
Yeah, it's a cougar.
It is a cougar. Like
my mother-in-law, she's like, be careful when you take the trash out.
Yeah.
If you see a cougar, pray. That's what she said. She said, she didn't say anything. She said, just pray.
The craziest story I've ever heard is our engineer, Jerry Kylo, is on one of the buttes, and he's 10 feet from one.
Oh.
And he just got, Jerry obviously.
What'd you do?
He intimidated the cougar is what he did, naturally.
Pray.
Jerry said, hey, cougar ran away.
Can I tell you one of my favorite moments?
Of
I
course.
moved out here about 3 months in.
Yeah.
We go to get some huckleberry ice cream over in Idaho at some I forgot what town it was. This guy pulls up, and he's got 2 racks of bloodhounds in the back of his car. Or about like these cages, and I go, wow. He's got like 6 of them. I go, what's the deal here? And he goes, we're hunting. So what you hunting? He said, cougars. I said, what?
Hunting cougars?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Chasing them up in the tree with the bloodhounds or something.
Wow.
I said
that's next level.
I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah.
Now I do.
I was
now.
in Yosemite, and they have a list of animals, and the park rangers tell you what to do should you see one, right? And it says on the government-funded document, if you get a pamphlet from the Park Service, fight. It says you see a cougar, fight.
Oh,
it's just good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
You see a bear, you make noise. You see a raccoon, walk away.
Cougar.
Don't feed it. You see a cougar, fight. That's really what it says.
I don't think that's a fair fight.
It's amazing. No, it's incredible. All right, question number 4. Which 2 active pro athletes are each the most famous in their sport, have generated $1 billion each through their careers, and share a birthday of December 30th?
Which 2 pro athletes that are like the marquee player in their sport? I'm getting.
Which is a big hint.
Tiger Woods and LeBron James.
Correct.
Oh.
That is correct. How about that?
You haven't really brought it today.
Not hard enough? Not hard enough?
I mean, first of all, it's sports related. So
Yeah.
I love you come out of the break. You're like, you're talking about sports.
Yeah.
No, he's telling about Steven Spielberg and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
True. That is true.
Big UFO believer.
That is not true. Although I'm open to it, but I don't know. Yeah. So okay, we'll make sure to get more extraterrestrial life questions on in the next one. All right, 5th question, non-sports related.
Yeah.
Which will maybe
great.
tickle your fancy. What mythical creature is Scotland's national animal?
I got something. The first thing that came to mind, but mythical. I would. Now I got another.
There's pressure now.
Loch Ness.
No, incorrect.
Well, that's real. You tell me that's real.
Oh, sure it is.
Unicorn?
Yeah.
No, it was unicorn's the first thing I thought of, but I thought the Scotland, you'd give me the Loch Ness.
Unicorn.
But you tell me the Loch Ness Monster's real.
No, it is not real. I mean, I don't think it's real. You think the Loch Ness Monster?
You probably don't believe in Sasquatch either.
I'm with Coach Leach on Sasquatch. I hope he's real. I hope he's out there, but I don't. I think we would have found him by now. I don't know.
He's sneaky.
It's hard to spot. I love it. All right, we'll take a break and come back. We're live with Coach
I
Smith.
had unicorn.
Talking all kinds. It was a narwhal, maybe a narwhal. Next, live here at Zeppo's coming up.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports, shows, movies, and news on over 350 live TV channels. Stream it live on your TV, phone, and other devices. No cable required. The best part? You can try Fubo free. There's no contract or commitment. To start watching, just go to FuboTV.com. That's FuboTV.com.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
This is the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. Smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 85 critical scores of 90-plus points. Visit them at their Walla Walla tasting room or at canoeridgevineyard.com. Go Cougs!
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Have a question for Coach Smith? Send a tweet with your thoughts to Matt Chazanow using the handle @M_Chaz. That's M_CHAZ. Now, back to Zeppos.
Go to Duke, I forgot.
Back here live at Zeppos, we're talking ball with Coach Smith. We get set for the Beavs and then the Ducks. So Thursday night and Saturday, and you're looking at two really hard ball games. We talked a good bit about the Beavs. We're getting ahead of ourselves to talk too much about the Ducks. They've been banged up. Dante and Biddle have been out, so they're still big. They still have two bigs down low, and it's like, gosh, how many of these guys do you guys have?
No, they got a bunch.
And they're a little more perimeter oriented than they started the year because Dante and Biddle have been injured. But they've got Kusnard and they've got Rigsby, and they're
keep going. There's another one coming.
Shellstead, who's great. Yeah, Shellstead, local product. He's been playing really well for them.
Yeah, no, I haven't gone literally when. I'd like to say I really haven't seen that much. I've seen just highlights, and I know Shellstead's been playing well. I saw a little bit of the SC game, and that's I think how Coach Altman likes to play anyway with the perimeters, and the two young guys, Shellstead, and then I can't think of the name, lefty, 6'8", 6'9", from I don't know.
I haven't gone that far ahead in my life yet.
He's good.
Yeah.
So they'll be good as usual, and I know Dante might be back.
He's going to come back a little before Biddle, and I don't know.
It's close.
I don't know the dates.
Yeah, probably not this week.
He might. It
might be. I don't know. He's a load.
Oh, he was a real hard time. I mean, for everybody last year. He's one of the biggest players in the country. McDonald's guy.
Yeah.
But they're still really, really good. They're just different. Whether they've got him or not. A little bit like Colorado, not in the way they play, but Colorado was banged up, but they just kind of changed what they did a little bit, and they're still really good.
They play really fast. They're good. They're really skilled, and they play fast. And same with Oregon. They're going to play fast, try to get the game up and down, play with their speed of their perimeter.
Washington State University would like to thank Crimson and Gray for their continued support of Cougar Athletics. Head to bookstore.com to get the latest in Cougar apparel. That's BKSTR.com. We'll take our final break and come back, put a bow on it next. Talking ball here with Coach Smith. Live at Zeppos, getting set for the Beavers coming in on Thursday.
Now, I like my fantasy league and all, but it won't let me bet the spread on game day. So once my lineup's set, I head straight to Turf Club Sportsbook in Northern Quest for real sports betting and wall-to-wall HD TVs right off the casino floor. Heck, I can even place bets from my phone while I'm there with their new mobile app. That's another thing my fantasy league can't do. Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Only at Northern Quest.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Cougar Basketball.
Two-handed skyscraper jam. Shot is up and in, and the foul.
On the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive five-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars.
Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
Father, you would
back here live at Zeppo's. We're talking ball with Coach Smith. We get set for the Cougs and the Ducks. We kind of did the opponent preview over the last couple of segments. Beavers come in 9-4, 1-1 in the pack. Cougs 9-4 as well. Identical record overall. And so I want to go a little bit personal here. Who is your stepfather?
My stepfather's Arthur Rosenblum.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, his stepfather was Nelson Bob. Not everyone knows Nelson Bob. He was an NBA player.
I didn't know this.
Played at Temple University.
Really?
Known as Nitsy Bob.
I love it.
He played for the Philadelphia Warriors.
I love it.
That's, a little piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Now, why we were talking Big Five, I don't remember. But
I don't either. No. But listen, it's so fun to talk.
He's also in the... I believe he's in the Jewish Hall of Fame as well.
Good. Shalom. That's great. L'chaim. I love it. First time I've ever said that on the coach's show here at Zeppo's. Yeah, that's right. Great to see everybody here at Zeppo's for real. It's such a pleasure, and it's great to be back. Thank you for this time.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Coach. Jared Goober behind the camera. Jerry Kylo gets us on the air. Luke Hallett. If you missed the show or you want to rewatch it, it's on TV tomorrow night on SWX at 7.
I'm going to start shaving. I didn't know it was on TV.
It's on TV now. It's at 7 o'clock. They re-air it a little bit late. Live across the radio network and Facebook Live, but now TV on delay.
That's what that's
7
for.
p.m. There you go. That's the camera right there. Go Cougs. 7:30 airtime, 8 p.m. tip in Beasley, Thursday.
Thank you.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports.